Alrighty. Good evening, taters. This is Reku. Thank you for joining me as always. Let's see. Tonight we are going to continue with slaying the princess, or playing Slay the Princess. Or last week, I kind of forgot to slay the princess. Good evening, Sonia. Good to see you. Yeah, I kind of forgot to slay the princess, so why don't we fix that? Yeah, just to kind of recap the overall flow of the game is kind of interesting. It's built on story loops, and in each loop, we die at some point or another. And depending on our actions in the first part of the loop, the princess seems to change. On one playthrough, we didn't slay the princess, and then she came back as an anime waifu. There's really another way to describe her. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I off base here? She was a waifu, and it was kind of weird. Another playthrough, she came back as a creepy murder doll who killed us just by being in proximity. Not fun. I did a little bit of reading up, and on our very first attempt, the first day I didn't kill the princess, but the narrator... Oh yeah, we have voices in our head. We have a narrator who is equal parts unreliable and omnipotent, which is weird. And then we have other voices in our head depending on the choices we make in the first part of the loop. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, the very first loop, the narrator took over and made us kill the princess, but we got curb stomped, or tried to kill the princess and we got curb stomped. That got us onto, I think, what's called the tower route. But instead of completing that route, I just refused to go to the cabin, and the world ended. I bring this up because I've been off stream. I've been trying to recreate that route, and because we did, quote, end the game, I can't access that route anymore. So I'm glad I checked that ahead of time, because otherwise I would have wasted a whole bunch of time on stream. So given that I can't do that route exactly, we'll just do some new stuff. You know, regicide. All right. Well, yeah. Why don't we get to it? Okay. Now, one thing I forgot to do off stream was to adjust the size of the playback window. Oh, another note. I think I've got most of my my PC stability issues in a better place now. Oh, let me turn up the game volume. There we go. The silence is creepy. I've got most of the stability issues. It's better than it was. I'm really hoping the game doesn't crash.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yes, I am rejoicing as well, Sonia. Thank you. I'm hoping it works better. I've had some decent luck with some tests earlier. And honestly, the threat of my PC crashing while live is way scarier than what this princess can do, and she can do some pretty scary things. So hopefully that will not be an issue. All right. Let's see. So yes, we've completed 2 loops so far. We've completed the strangely nice waifu route, where we still died, and we completed the creepy doll route. Oh, actually, let me open up my own notes on the side. I did write down a couple of specific things I wanted to try. Funny you should bring that up, Sonia. One thing that we could try is we could trigger the damsel, who is the wife. You have so many channel points, they must be spent. Yes, please spend channel points. I put those dumb buttons there for a reason. I might actually go through some of my channel redeems because some of them are kind of redundant, but that's a thing for later. But yeah, I did. Funny you should mention the damsel route because you know, we all saw what happened if I don't kill the princess, and then, well, just don't kill the princess. It's the mega happy romantic ending. But what if on day 2, after she goes waifu mode, we could kill her? We could kill her. Well, why don't we get into it? Let's see. We could.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay.
And at
So
the end of
this is the beginning of a brand new
is a
loop.
cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
And for this first part, I'm not going to select every option that we've seen before, but in case there's a new viewer, I'll have the narration go for at least some of
You're
this.
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
And to the narrator's point, yes, it is the end of the world. After a couple of days in a given sequence, the world kind of collapses into this void, vortex, something or other. And this entity is there that is absorbing information or consciousness from the whatever version of the princess that is. Hey, Skylarka, thanks for stopping by. We're gonna kill a princess. Yeah, for this opening part, I'm gonna do some of this intro narration for the first time, and then on subsequent loops, I may skip past some of this.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Point.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Point of order, I forget the exact sequence there, but I feel like I heard in one route, the princess tried to leave the cabin and could not leave without us. Like, I think it was one route where she knocked us out or something, and she could not leave. We were dead. And so whatever happens requires the both of us to be alive and leave the cabin. Causality is for bitches. Come here, princess.
It's no
Yes.
use arguing semantics over a metaphorical
Yes.
chicken, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Let's see. I haven't done these three options.
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Oh, another big thing that is slowly being revealed is, who the hell are we? Because we have the, quote, voice of the hero in our head as kind of a secondary narrator, but we haven't seen what we look like. There is a mirror we can occasionally access at the end of a route, but the image is clouded, and we can see our hands sometimes. Like the cursor here, you know, it's all kind of weird and clawy. Yeah, that's our hand. We're some kind of weird, possibly bird, possibly scaly monster.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh, there might be a reward for this. Yep, we got feathers. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you.
I like rewards.
Whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
One moment, loading a thing. Okay, come on, Task Manager. Okay. Yeah, just keeping an eye on virtual memory. I think that was the problem I was having. For whatever reason, like my computer was running out of virtual memory, which makes it real mad. Let's continue on to the cabin. Well, wait a minute. We're doing the murder route. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution.
That's the spirit.
Aw, he's happy.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Since the game was kind of unstable as hell last week, once we get to something that feels like a decision point on a given route, I'm going to be making judicious use of quick save. That is purely for retracing my steps and not because I'm a coward. Nope, can't be that. Absolutely not.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
The laifu of the waifu is ended by the knifeu.
The blade is your
That's
implement.
a Family Guy joke.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oh yeah, we're doing this.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Although the times we've gone down without the knife, we still have a slay option. Note to self.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase.
Oh, another thing that changes from loop to loop is
below.
on the second day,
This
second
is
chapter,
an
technically,
oppressive place.
the cabin can
The air feels
change.
heavy and
It's
damp,
been like
hint of rock
kind of a creepy
filtering
cavern
from
before,
ancient wood.
and
The princess really lives here.
on the
Slaying her is probably
damsel
doing her
route,
a favor.
it was like a tower. Another thing, the narrator on chapter 2 does not seem to recall that chapter 1 ever happened. I know they said causality doesn't matter here, but that's weird.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Also, the princess's voice changes dramatically as to whether or not you enter the basement
She
armed or
sounds
not.
Dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a
Hello.
stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Not for long.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Some of these options are new here. I haven't seen the, oh yeah, you caught me, I'm here to slay you, and the nuh-uh. I wonder if that's because we picked the kill the monarch, viva la revolution option. That's interesting.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade.
By the by, in trying to track down that one route that I'm locked out of, the skip, there are some other dialogue options I saw off stream, so the skip option may be available, even if it's something we haven't all watched.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Nope.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use
Taking a
it.
sip of water.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Watch out, Princess Popoto has a gun. I don't need a gun, I got a knife.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Uh-oh.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Okay, so we have a jaw, not a beak. That's good to know.
Holy shit, that hurts!
Why do I get the feeling that channel point redeem is going to get a lot of use tonight?
Though she's unarmed, the shock of
Not
that
a complaint.
first
Use it,
strike is
please.
enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
So not only is she impossibly strong, she's still chained at this moment.
We can still turn this around.
Okay, here's And here's how I know I was locked out of that route. At this moment, if I pick flee, the very first route, I effectively fled and tried to lock her in the basement. I didn't get into a fight with her, but I did go back upstairs and to lock her in here. But because we kind of, well, I say we, because I kind of botched that route by just refusing to go back to the cabin, they're grayed out. I can't pick these anymore. So unfortunately, we cannot get that route. But there is one option here. Yoink.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Kill, kill, kill.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
I mean, is that really hard? That's like center of her sternum.
Oh,
Oh, she didn't expect that.
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
Not the reaction I was expecting.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
What is an end but a new beginning?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Huh. Cool. The adversary.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay. So this is going to be, I'm going to save this as save 2. And on the end of that path is a cabin, and the cabin is the princess.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Okay.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Silly narrator, reincarnation is for kids.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
No, up to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Has he given us a warning before?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
I mean, even when she wasn't openly hostile, that is kinda her
Crystal.
MO.
Let's just get on with it already.
Proceed into the cabin. What kind of cabin do we have today?
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination.
The only furniture of note is a black iron altar
Jumping
with a
fierce
pristine
close. Oh,
blade
yes.
perched on its edge.
Jumping fierce, close fierce, dragon punch. I'm pretty sure that's what she did to us.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Let's... There's no real decision point up until now. We'll just update our save. He didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. That's the thing. On most of these day 2s, there is a mirror here, and every time we try to examine it,
Because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and
the narrator doesn't seem to be aware of
There's
it.
nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Oh, stop bickering and just get on with it. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
As do
I care whether I'm being lied to.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
I didn't catch this, but I think one of you guys pointed out last week, preen is a word associated with birds. So maybe that was intentional on the narrator, or maybe he that was a slip of the tongue. Okay. And if we approach the mirror...
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Okay, sorry, I had to check one thing real quick.
This really isn't funny. You reach
And there's
forward
our creepy
rub
normal
your
hand.
against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Yep, reinforced when we talked about feathers and the lever ending. Yeah, okay, I remember that now. Okay, and a quick save. And take a blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I'm guessing she's not going to be too happy about us having killed
The door
her.
to the basement creaks.
Okay, now it's a fully stone
revealing a rough
cave.
stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it.
Ew.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce
See, we're doing a
voice
nice thing.
carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Okay then.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Was my response that obvious, Sonia?
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
Oh, definitely what this guy's thinking.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Tell that to Goku.
As you descend the final step,
Hello.
the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Wait, is she a minotaur?
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
I mean, even before this, like, the question of her strength is a valid one. Because she's beaten us to a bloody pulp multiple times at this point.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Is she Satan? Maybe? I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that would make more sense than punch Satan. Yeah, a devil would make a lot more sense. Adversary. Oh, yeah. Satan might be closer than you think. Marry Satan.
And you brought your little...
I don't know if it'll let me.
Too. Yes.
Let's see. Have you tried making friends with her and being kind? Yes, we have done the damsel route where we just didn't kill her. We escaped the tower and lived happily ever after. And by that I meant the world collapsed into an infinite void and we were killed. So we have done the mega happy ending, if that is the mega happy ending.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Let's see. I hope you heard all that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened. You look different. I'm actually here to free you. I'm not saying that I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack, like how we're both still alive. Haven't decided, slay. I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I am not fighting a giant demon lady. Goodbye. Okay, we are... did I do a full save just now? I did. Okay, cool. There's like 26 endings and 1 true ending. Yeah, I did look up a little bit of how some of the story pathing works, and I've unwittingly locked myself out of a couple of routes already. Oops. But I don't think you need to get all 26 to get the true. I think you need to get like 5 or 6 or something like that. So there's plenty of options. All right. You look different.
You look exactly the same.
Thank you. I moisturize.
All right, fine. I believe you.
What? What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this
Take a sip of water.
seriously.
Okay, well, the narrator's starting to... At least in this loop, the narrator doesn't think we're full of shit.
You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
I mean, it's not much of a blessing, dude. We end up getting murdered every time. Just because it bothers you, I'm going to take this even less seriously. You don't know the depths of my apathy.
You're joking, right?
Oh.
I'm just going to...
Sorry, the option I picked was... Oh, haha, apathy.
Yeah, you better be joking. We can't win unless you take this seriously.
Life is but a game. Okay, so now we're back talking to her. Let's see, so you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
Okay, I know I'm gonna die after all this, but this is kind of fun.
There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
Let's see. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first. Like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done.
I mean... Point.
Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Since this is coming up a bunch, Sonia, might I recommend when you... At some point... Let's see now. She's extremely turned on right now, isn't she? That makes 2 of us. Anyway, yes, Sonia, if you ever play Baldur's Gate 3, you would like Baldur's Gate 3, and Karlach in particular. Why do I bring that up? No reason whatsoever. Okay, let's see. I don't know what happened the last time, but I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. It's on the eventual list. Yeah, no, it's a good game. It's a massive game. It's a big time commitment, but it's really good. Well, okay, so we can either GTFO. I feel like if we're wishy-washy, that's going to affect something. So, Reku, Dirge playthrough win. Yeah, I think my next playthrough on Baldur's Gate 3 will be a Dirge playthrough, but honestly, like, I want to finish Baldur's Gate 3 before I start Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So it's going to be a little while. Give the lady what she wants. Well, who am I to refuse? Crush me, large woman.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess.
Okay, with this expression, she kind of reminds me of Power from Chainsaw Man.
Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood.
Ow.
She's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor.
You know, the same thing happened when she was about 1.5 feet shorter.
You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you?
Yeah, what?
That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us.
Probably not.
Take it slow. Think it through. Don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Alright, bait an opening and outmaneuver her. Strike at her heart head on, run. Okay, well, we ain't running. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yep.
If that's your plan, then that's your plan. You push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard.
Oh, wait a minute. She doesn't feel pain. We've established this on earlier routes. Strike at her heart and she's to blame. You give love a bad name. Look, I'm just here to slay a princess.
Pull it out.
She's the one who's making it
Try a
weird
different angle.
and fun. I mean, weird.
No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
There's an arm in the way.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Keep pushing, unlaunch the blade and tag her from a different angle. Yep. Yep, you're right, Sonya. He's got little feathery feathers. Yep, nah, we're doing this.
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes, you finally get it, don't you?
Let's see. I do. What are you talking about? Yeah, sure, why not?
Nothing exists outside of us. It's just you and me, dying and coming back, clashing against each other. Forever.
That is, in fact, the pattern.
That's not what's going on. There's an entire world at stake here.
I'm sure the world is in fact ending when it's consumed by an infinite void. But to her point, every time we leave the cabin, boom, world over. What's going on outside the world?
Yes.
We don't know.
The world doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this fight. The only thing that matters is getting stronger. And the only way to get stronger is to win. Even if it takes us forever to get there.
Or, you know, it could be the more surface level interpretation.
Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee.
Didn't need those ribs anyway.
Collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. We're fine. But You barely have enough time to notice.
Got
before
two
the princess
lungs.
follows up and smashes her forehead against yours. Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor.
The cultivation is a... The Stubborn is a cultivation manga protagonist. I mean... Yeah. Or Leroy Jenkins. You're... let's see.
I said we're fine. I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened.
You know, just narrating.
You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it. It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
Point of order, I know I made the bit about she doesn't feel pain. In the damsel route on day 1, we got her out of the chains by chopping off her arm, and she was honestly pretty cool with it. Just, you know, think about that. It was her idea. Oh, thank you.
She tosses it at your feet.
Aren't you jumping the gun here a little here? We each died once, that doesn't make us immortal. Were you being metaphorical when you said nothing exists outside of us? There's more to the world than just this cabin, it's all trees and everything, blah, blah, blah. Don't you want to be free, though? Is there mortal life than waking up chained in a basement and fighting to the death in an endless loop? Actually, I think I'm done fighting you. I don't think this is healthy for either of us. Or pick up the blade and go at it again. So I don't know if the princess we encounter understands the whole everything that's going on. So I don't want to ask her this. I'm going to ask her if she wants to be free.
You're walking a thin line, hero.
Is there more to life? When you're not here, I feel empty and alone. When we're not fighting, I feel stuck. Like there's something important I'm supposed to be doing. Like I'm being shoved into a space where I don't fit. But when we fight each other, it's like this wave of feeling. Like everything I break in you and everything you break in me is important. Like we're really, truly communicating.
Well, the couple that slays together stays together, I guess.
Life is suffering, and we will feel every inch of it, and we will persevere. Can't say I'm a fan of whatever weird bond those two have. Nor am I. It's dangerous. But maybe you can use it.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me? No comment. Oh, I get it. So you're like some sort of... Let's see. Oh. You know, everyone has a love language, and it's great they share one. Let's see. Psychosexual sadomasochist. No, there's something else going on here. There will always be another chance for us to kill each other.
I don't care.
Oh, I was hoping it would be more supportive, encouraging than that. Okay, so it seems like we went back a step in the conversation. We'll do one more explore and then we'll get back to stabbing.
I meant that nothing else matters. It's hard to describe. It's just a feeling that it's just us. That when we hurt each other, we're alive, and when that happens, everything else is gone. You feel it too, right?
Is that what you meant when you said I understood? Because if that's the case, then I absolutely don't get it. I'm not even sure there's an it to get. Let's see. Yes, the two of us are a chorus of notes building on top of each other forever. The song we write in our blow will be the most musical music ever written. Oops, I clicked on that by accident.
Both you and the princess have bought into some sort of shared delusion. Just make sure that whatever you're using for that song written in blood is mostly hers.
Narrator, are you not paying attention? Huh?
I'm sorry, are you crying? Is she crying? You do not.
That was some goddamn poetry!
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, back to work.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow.
On a serious note, I think we're exploring elements of the personality and relationship of the princess and the MC. No, I mean, there is something to that, and it's kind of fascinating to watch. And it's funny to think that it's the two of us trying to kill each other is like the healthier form of expression here, because boy, that doll route was creepy. So the way to success is to take each element to its completion. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So the game says early on, like, there are no wrong choices, the story proceeds, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you know, my natural inclination as a Mapoto is to not slay random princesses in basements. But much like with a bunch of other visual novels, like, if you do something half-assed, you're going to get a bad outcome. So whatever choice you make, lean into it.
Wait, does that mean we're dead? Or rather, about to be dead? As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and it's over. It's finally over.
Oh, if they don't make the joke, I will.
No, it's not. We're just getting started.
But it is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that.
Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
Get on up. Get up. Stay
Wait,
on the scene
No, that can't be right.
like a slaying machine.
Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive.
Hey, we're not dead.
Ha! I told you this wasn't over.
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine.
I'm going to quick save real quick in case the game shits the bed.
No, she's dead. She has to be... No!
Round 2. Or 3. Time is relative.
Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we? I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
Oh, so it was good for you too.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet.
You know what to do. Again.
But she came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just
Battle
do
life,
that?
let's fucking go.
All of you need to settle down. This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all. Oh, we just missed her heart? Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over.
I mean, we knew the narrator's unreliable.
Well, I guess I had it wrong. You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything? I never said I knew everything.
Close to untethering? What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. I shouldn't have said that. But you did say it, so it means something.
Oh, stop bickering over nothing. Our destiny is right in front of us. Pick up the blade and go to her.
Narrator got secrets indeed. So I'm really curious what the role of the narrator actually is, because in multiple routes the narrator has taken control. In the failed route, he took control of our body and made us try to kill the princess when we just refused to. And in other routes, he like locks the basement door. Like he's got some level of power here, but he's also missing certain things. So I'm curious where this is going to go. Maybe narrator is another player. Possibly. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, fine. That is what I meant by untethering. Do you hear him rambling on about destiny? He's lost the thread, and if you lose the thread, you won't be able to save the world.
Wait a tick. Destiny, pick up the blade and go to her. Okay. So maybe when the secondary voice goes too crazy, that's when... Well, crazy is a relative and inaccurate term. Maybe when the secondary personality gets too much of what they want, that's what breaks the world?
And what is that supposed to mean? I don't have to answer that, and I'm not going to answer that.
But the romantics started breaking the rules and it went well. It went well as it could. It went well, except the world still ended. But you're right, in that route, some things just started working out. Like even the narrator was like, okay, fine, it works. Whoop-de-doo, are you happy now? Huh. Interesting.
Why the bloody hell not? Because right now, there's still a razor-thin chance that you're able to get your act together. There are patterns of thought out there that beg to be finished, but once you finish them, that's it. They change everything. There's no going back, and if I say anything else, you're going to finish one of those thoughts.
Yes, and that's the run you met the Princess Beyond the Veil. So we met the Princess Beyond the Veil in the second route we finished too, the creepy doll route. That's who I refer to as the entity. I don't know if that's her proper character name, but we met the Princess Beyond the Veil then too. I think it was getting kind of late and you had to go to you had to sign off for the night, which is totally fine. I get it. That was running a little long too. But yeah, I think as long as we encounter the entity, we have air quotes, because my model can't air quote, completed a route.
What?
Princess can't die, the princess can't die, the princess can't die. What do you mean the princess can't die? Well, it's too late for that. I think we all thought of that one. I'm not going to say the princess can't die. I'm not even going to think about this. Ooh. Huh. All right, well, let's quick save, because this could be fun. Lie, the princess can die. Well, let's do... let's do this one. This seems funny.
Yes, exactly. Like, the princess can't die. I
Called it.
You know. I tried very hard to make this work.
By the way, I just got a Steam achievement titled That Which Cannot Die, Cannot Die. At least I think that's what it was called. One moment while I verify. That which cannot die, cannot die, cannot die, cannot die, cannot die. 15.7% of players have this achievement. Neato.
I don't like that resignation. Are you sure we can't just unthink it?
Wait a tick. Are our thoughts... Is it our thoughts that are shaping the world here?
Yes. Like I said, I'm afraid some thoughts can't be unthought. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to pour myself a stiff drink. If I'm going to see the end of everything, I'd rather not be sober.
So I was right. Why are all of you so glum? This is perfect, isn't it? We get to experience greatness and battle and triumph forever.
Wait a sec. If it's till death do we part, and the princess can't die... I'm overthinking it.
Well, I think it was the stubborn one who said, your destiny awaits, right? No, hold on. There has to be another way. What if we just leave her down here? What if we run away? What if we convince her not to end the world? You can't reason with her. Ending the world is her fundamental nature. It's not a decision she can flip on and off. It is her.
By the way, the music design here is really good. This is
And what
Very
exactly can't
unsettling.
keep her down here? Because all it would do is stall the inevitable. And what's wrong with stalling? Oh, there's plenty wrong with stalling. The end is still the end, and I'd rather face mine head on. Oh, you mopey ass. Why did you even ask us to slay her if it was going to end like this? Because it didn't have to end like this. If you don't mind, I'd rather not spend everyone's last moments arguing with you. It's time. Yes, I suppose it is. If we fight her forever, then maybe she can't end the world. Maybe everything can still work out. I guess we'll just have to see how things play out.
Don't you get it? You don't have to shuffle your feet. What comes next is going to last forever.
Join your adversary. Yes today, Satan.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage.
And then we get up.
Plethora of choices here.
Yes. And then you get up.
That was a good one. More.
I feel like our point of view has shifted downward a little bit. We used to be able to see the top of her head. Yep. Once more into the fray.
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment.
So what's different now? Because why can't I die?
And then you get up and do it again, and again.
Because our voice is too stubborn to give up.
And again, and again. We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Oh, things are closing in. But he doesn't answer the voice. Excuse me. But he doesn't answer the voice. He'll never answer. He's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is... What is this place?
Did we do this?
Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right.
It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
The princess stumbles and her body slumps.
I feel so... tired.
Oop, and there's the hands. And she imploded. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. Going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared. Or we could approach the mirror.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. We'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you say
We're
so.
not done yet.
We'll trust you.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
And now it's time to approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. I mean, I said I moisturized, but goddamn. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Oh, and there she is. Quick save. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. How can you stand to be a contradiction? Doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? What do you think of this vessel? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? You know what happens to the worlds we leave behind. Have you figured out what you'll want when you're finished? Do you still not care what I bring you next? How many more vessels do I need to bring you? Either attack or destroy the body. Destroy our body. I'm going to ask some questions. No matter how many times we go back, one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that make it worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what it says to me. Not really. It seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or the other. I just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me and I hate it. I think I hate you. Yeah. No, not really. It seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Take a sip of water. What do you think of this vessel?
This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we finished? Blah.
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
All right. I am ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Ah. Everything goes dark, and you die. A fierce vessel. Okay. Achievement unlocked, a fierce
In the
vessel.
woods. And at the end of that path is a
Alrighty.
cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Well, let's make a new save. Alright, so, let's see. I've got a notepad file open where I'm making notes. Play through 4. Adversary, a fierce vessel. Let's see, you killed a lot of princesses in that one. I mean, okay, how are we defining princesses plural? Because we really just killed the same princess, like, indeterminate number of times. Does that count? Okay. So chapter 1, we took the blade, killed the princess. Chapter 2, fight wife. Fight. Let's see. Continued fighting whenever given the option. We didn't get to a chapter 3. Ending achievement, a fierce vessel. Okay, continue fighting whenever given the option. Didn't run. Did a few explores, but continue fighting whenever given choice. Made the most. Sorry, but continue fighting whenever given the option. Made the most direct choices. Didn't run. Did a few explores, but always fought. Oh, Prowler, hey, thanks for stopping by. Let's see. We just slew a princess. And we're about to dive in for another run. So, let's see. Alright, so a few things we haven't tried yet. So, we've tried fighting the princess and killing the princess immediately. How did we get to the creepy doll playthrough? I don't want to go back to creepy doll. But what choices did we make to get there? Looking at my notes. Took the blade. Wasn't able to change mind. Okay. Okay, we're not going to be able to go back to the creepy, the nightmare vessel, which is fine, because I didn't like that playthrough very much. Well, why don't we just see what options it still gives us? Because one of the... we said, wow, I sure love creepy dolls. I didn't say that at all.
You're here to slay her.
Oh, let's skip ahead to decision points. And continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Yeah,
You'll
but I will
find
say,
the
of
princess
like,
within.
of all the creepy doll aesthetics, that was probably one of the more frightening ones. That combined with my computer crashing a whole bunch made for a very
The
stressful
interior
evening.
of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Alright, so on this loop, to my knowledge, like I know there's other things we can explore whether we do or don't take the knife. That last loop was kind of fun. Let's take the knife again.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
And part of the way this game is structured is we cannot repeat the same loop.
The door to the
So
basement
we won't
creaks open,
accidentally
revealing a staircase faintly
or even
illuminated by
purposefully
an
what?
unseen
Go
light
back
in
to
the
that
room below.
adversary run just
This
now.
is an oppressive place.
Well,
The
we
air
might.
feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot
So
filtering.
one thing that can happen is we specifically cannot recreate the exact same loop.
Slaying her
So-
is probably doing her a favor.
It's possible that there is a branching point at adversary that doesn't end the same way. Like we might trigger that same chapter 2, but from there we can go somewhere else. That I don't know. Well, time to load the old save, I guess. No comment. All right. I should go down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
What is the point in her even having the chain on her
She's so
arm? She can clearly,
cold and
like,
beautiful.
break
Focus
free
on
of
the
it.
task at
And there you are.
Are you here to kill
Also,
me
now
or
that we've seen
something?
this part, I'm not going to hit, like, go straight to the skip button, but I may be talking over it a bit more than I was before. Okay, so we got the knife. Doesn't break free until she hits certain points. Be silent. So what if we kill her without even just talking to her? Yeah, why don't we try that? That's something different.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Get to stabbing.
Oh, no talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only
Monarchies to
weapon you have,
overthrow.
you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Oh, I know. Show me more.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Is it the
End
water?
this.
Stab.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Depends on the loop.
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
I mean, I was about to make a joke about chains and blood play, but that doesn't really seem to work well in this game.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
It was kind of anticlimactic. Yeah. Okay, so our choices are, of course it is, she's dead. I'm not sure, I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve, or, of course not, that was too easy. My natural inclination is the third one. That's what I'm going to pick.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
There's lots of things you're not telling us, Mr.
I've told
Narrator
you
Man.
everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Okay. If we remove the blade, I think she's going to attack us. If we check for a pulse, she's going to take the blade and attack us. Has she ever taken the blade? She's always killed us just with her bare hands or stomping us. She's never used a weapon. I'm going to check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Uh-oh.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now.
You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Where was she hiding that?
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
Okay, bye.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth.
Bye-bye.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Hardly a problem. Barely an inconvenience. The razor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
Good track by Head Automatica.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
What voice do we have in our head this
If you
time?
don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? I feel like we picked that last time. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Or... Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now.
Oh, I was like, okay, no to this whole situation, not specifically. Well, that's true. The narrator doesn't know we're in a loop at this point. So, why would he think we're talking about anything
If he
else?
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Ah, voice of the cheated. Can you say, the cheat?
Stabbed to death?
Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
No she's not.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Something about that delivery, is it just me or is that all very kind of Monty Python? Like not strictly a Monty Python voice, but just sort of that cadence. Has she had a knife this whole time? Skylarka, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it seems like the princess isn't really bound by anything. Like, she appears... Let's see. Yes, there's a Monty Python element. Okay, I'm glad I'm not just imagining that. But yeah, it seems like the rules change kind of arbitrarily because the princess appears weak and feeble. She's hella strong. Every time we think we get the upper hand on her, she persists. So we're kind of doing Outback Steakhouse rules here. No rules, just right. Except it's not right. We keep dying.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Okay, we've already done this option on earlier playthroughs, so let's just get on going.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Sorry, maybe this reference is a bit too specific, but the voice of the cheated is kind of reminding me of Kai Shiden from Mobile Suit Gundam.
Just
Yeah.
stay focused and you'll be fine.
Into the cabin. Do, 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 do.
The interior
Oh,
of
wow.
the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Oh, it's a fixer-upper. One dungeon, no baths. Currently on the market for $400,000. I do find it interesting that on day 2, it's always specifically a pristine blade. I don't know if they use the word pristine on day 1.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
All right. You know, I'm not going to check the mirror this time. Blade or no blade? Blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Sonia, she's going to be armed. Yeah. Like all arms. How creep. Oh god, she's gonna have like 6 arms and like scimitars in each one, isn't she?
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Yeah, last time I went in on day 2, when I went in on the creepy doll path, after she established that she's like incredibly dangerous, I didn't have a knife and y'all got mad. Well, not mad, y'all rightfully called me out, why are you going there unarmed? And I had a bad time. I wonder, have you looked in the mirror after getting the blade? You know, I don't know. I didn't know it would give us the option. Well, it will, so let's do it.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward,
And nope.
Rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I don't know if there's any difference, but worth trying. Yeah, worth checking.
But there was a mirror a second ago. Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
All right, well, let's quick save in case the game crashes, and into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall.
I was gonna say this looks like a murder basement, but oops.
The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
But question is, can we?
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That's okay, we've got a knife.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
You first, get out of my head.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
I don't like the sound of that.
There is something so wrong with that voice. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
This is a trap.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Those hands are behind their back. Aren't they, though? Also, she's not up against a wall. This is a tunnel. Did he say wall or tunnel? Form of the princess. Okay, so he hasn't mentioned the layout of this room. Yeah, this is a tunnel. And there's an opening over her head.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for?
Okay, that time it was Skylarka who used that, so we're learning a lot about each other tonight, aren't we? Okay. If I come close, you're just going to stab me, aren't you? You remember what happened last time. I know you have a knife. Let you out of here if you drop it. Sky and I have both been using wife liberally. Okay, maybe I haven't been paying close enough attention. Apologies. Let's see, I'd like to trust you, but you're being just so suspicious right now. Can we talk things through? I don't have the key. We killed each other last time, we're not do it again. Look, I know you're mad at me, but I think we both need to just let bygones be bygones. What if we're both being honest with each other? I was sent here to stop you from ending the world, and you killed me last time after coming back from being stabbed in the heart. Nobody has to die. What are you going to do if I let you out? Okay, I'm coming closer to free you. You better not try anything. Yeah, I'm not trusting this. Bye. Screw it. Oh, so many good choices here. So, yeah, these are going to progress the story, definitely. I think we've got free reign with the explorers. But there's no point asking some of these, because she's definitely going to stab. Well, first things first, let's find the ground rules, maybe get her disposition. Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that.
Okay, well.
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Last time? What are you talking about? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
But that's exactly what happened, so you do remember it. I mean, she's going to deny it, but...
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
Yes, that's totally a thing you would do. I mean, to her credit, I did just walk in the room without saying a word and just knife to the chest. Bad princess.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Oh, right. First time. Yes, she misspoke.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
Okay. Tell the truth. I don't have the key.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
Lean over and take a deep look into this wood chipper. I think something is stuck.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
She's probably all knives.
But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job. But I'm nervous.
Me too, hero.
All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Okay, so I'm not necessarily going to go for it this time, but I wonder with this many options, is there a way to talk her down? You know what we need to do here, taters?
The
princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room. Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second.
Now, Sonia, I know you have your theories. I'm not great at guessing game narrative, but clearly she is responding to us more than, like, she's responding to our actions. When she goes violent, it's because we were violent in some form or fashion. So this is not going to end well for us. But that's okay. It's probably entertaining.
But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat. Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers.
Casual
at first.
knife. Hers. Oh, at first.
Then yours.
Oh.
Hee.
I sort of like the simplified character design right here.
How? What did she even hit us with?
Her arms are knives.
You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb.
So is she like one of those spiky regenerators from Resident Evil 4? She's just... I mean, I know... Oops, all knives. Knife wife.
You're going to die now.
Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining. I was kind of wondering what was going to happen next.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Huh.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh.
No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
I like the cheated.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
So we have control over the narrator too. I'm going to save this. This is fascinating. Oh no, we turned on no clip.
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
Yep, no door either, just the blade and mirror. Huh. The narrator's going to have to acknowledge the mirror now.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore.
Oh. We have a new friend.
Good. It's better that way. Without a fight,
Oh.
no one can win. And if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
We have lots of new friends. Well, old friend.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
Well, you could have warned us that she's oops all knives.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
Look, Stubborn, your route was like 30 minutes ago. Let someone else have some fun.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I just want to point out that as a player, I have not had any choices to make so far. I mean, I would have taken the knife anyway because, duh. But I'm not in control right now.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
Cheated is very angry now.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
He's gone from cheated to strong mad. See what I did there?
We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now.
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
Move the mirror.
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror
Love
again.
that, the cheat.
There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
I do find it curious, and maybe this doesn't mean anything, but, and I pointed this out last week, the mirror and the knife are about the only objects that don't have this sort of like scribbly, rough animation on them. They're just static objects.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror.
Things like water.
Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
We still technically have not had any choices. I mean, we've had a single thing to choose
And
from.
the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic.
No
an
one is
unintentional
fine.
And unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Whee!
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
A slide. Yeah, that's fun. We have fun here.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's just get to the point.
But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
We have fun here.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again.
Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
I mean, there is a message there about video game mechanics. You get more lives than the boss, usually.
Nothing bad has come of it yet. Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
I'm starting to wonder about this whole world ruin thing, because there are no other people.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters
I'm alarmed.
She's loose, and she is coming for you.
Wait, please, no hugs. Don't hug me, I'm scared.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us, and I'm out of ideas.
Armed. Oh, I get it. I get it now. We're gonna fight her again. We're gonna have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. Going to appeal to her authority, puff her up again a bit. No reason we can't talk this out. I'm gonna unconditionally surrender. Let's see, I'm gonna try flirting with her. She has swords for arms and we don't. We're panicking. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. All of these ideas suck. Think of something better. Oh, there are so many good choices here. Okay. I kind of want to pick the we're panicking option, but I want to kind of push my theory of like leaning into whatever's happening in a route. So we're not going to panic. And I feel like if we think up something better, that's going to give her enough of an opening to finish the job real quick. So, and I know this is a foolish question before I ask, do we flirt or do we fight? And yes, there is a difference. Do we flirt or do we fight? I mean, boy, I'm just setting myself up for all sorts of punchlines tonight. Well, you know what? To that I say, love is real. Let's try flirting.
Now, I've tolerated quite a bit from you, but this is a bridge too far. Please don't try romancing the princess.
Love is
She
real.
wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her. Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster? I'd rather not. I'm into it. Can't say I mind either. If it weren't for all the cheating, I'd say she's pretty cute. Can we flirt by fighting her, though?
I know you want to kill me, but has everyone ever told you how gorgeous you are? Let's see. I just feel like I really get... You know what? I think we stan a stubborn king around here. Let's see. I feel like I just really get you. I like you romantically even. Maybe we can hash out over a date. How about you buy me dinner for impaling me to death? That could mean multiple things. But we got to give her the look.
The look. The look. We've all used it.
Fun fact, in meat space, I have never used the look.
Yeah, do you not know about the look? The look, eh? So we're getting serious about this. You flash the princess the look.
We're gonna die.
And a rosy blush rushes to the princess's cheeks as she breaks into a
Holy
wide
shit.
grin. Unbelievable.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat.
I love this game when it's not crashing every 20 minutes.
Oh, be damned. This is actually going to work, isn't it?
Still going to kill you. But now we could both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the murder.
So, I actually feel honest relief at that statement. I don't know how to feel about that.
Or not.
The stubborn liked that.
Oh, I like her. I like her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Blush still glowing in her cheeks. The princess closes the distance between you, blades flashing.
Okay, I could do without the random arm skin flailing around, but, you know, at least we're having fun.
She skewers you.
Uh-oh.
Ow. What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit? What matters?
Oh no, it's this guy!
She's even said as much.
You want the wife, you get the arm skin. Hey everyone, the smitten is back.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you? And that's all we'll ever do.
Oh, we got another friend.
Dead. Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? This is 4. No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
Okay, I'll be honest. Not too keen on the needle teeth.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
So, you know how we're collecting, quote, vessels for the entity? Like the fierce vessel, the loving vessel, blah, 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 blah. What if these other voices are our vessels? I mean, if I guessed it... Sonia, you're better at this than I am. Alright, anyway, yeah, let's see what happens.
We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting.
Well, and to kind of roll on that theory for a bit, our voices are all discordant with each other. They can't agree. They have conflicting ideas. But the entity seems to feel... I mean, she's suggesting that as she collects more vessels, she becomes more complete. There's more unison. I wonder if there's something to that.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. As long as we keep moving. We'll win her heart eventually.
I am glad to see Smitten again. That's a good boy.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, we're gonna fight her again. Oh, okay. Let's see. Think about it. We all have discordant voices in her head. To be a complete person needs all the elements. Okay. Point. I gathered. Tangentially related. The Pixar film Inside Out. Good movie. Okay, well, we already did the flirt option, so that's not going to work. We've tried killing her, and that didn't work. She wants something new. I'm going to fight her again. We're going to stiff up her lip. What if this game is just Inside Out? I mean, there are parallels. Appeal to authority? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, it's the something new that I'm trying to lean into here. Other than unconditionally surrender. We have tried fleeing from her before when she's in murder mode, and it has not ended well. So yeah. It doesn't work and she kills you. And again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires. Uh-oh.
Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you.
Ow.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. Then you skewer yourself.
Hey. Okay, to be fair, that is something different.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Are you suggesting that people die when they are killed?
Huh. That didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought.
Oh, now we got a contrarian.
What's the point? It's all the same. She skewers you.
Ow.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again.
Keep going, love is real.
Just panic. Flee.
Oh. Elwood Blues voice, we're getting the band back together. So, all the choices we had just now, a lot of them, they all pertain to one of these voices. We flirted, we got the smitten. We appealed to authority, I'm not entirely sure who that was. That may have just been a dud option.
She skewers you.
Ow.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We're getting better. Okay.
No, we're not. We'll be stone dead in a moment.
That was a good one. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels.
And I wonder if the cold would have shown up if we picked like the stiff upper lip option.
She skewers you.
I'm noticing things, but I can't put the pieces together. I'm a papado.
Ooh, not bad, real tough.
I am glad we got the smitten option. That was real funny.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time, that's all we need. None of this is working. Think.
And that would have been the skeptic option. If all these ideas are dumb, let's think of something else.
He skewers you.
Ow. I gotta say, I'm not keen on the needle teeth. What's that? What's that thing with like the blue creature with the circular mouthful of needle teeth, like Poppy's pals? I'm confusing that with something else. By the way, I fucking hate that thing.
And then everything goes dark.
We died. Chapter 4? I didn't know there were chapter 4s.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Okay, I know that's the hunted, but steel claw. I wonder if we're changing physically through these days.
What if? Throw it out the window.
Okay, we don't have creepy dudes looking in the window. That's nice.
Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
You know, there are less healthy attitudes to have.
I'm sure I can think of a better way to die.
I had no idea that redeem would work so well with, well, I put this redeem in months ago. I'm glad it's here. This game is good for that.
They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything.
Yellow.
The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
Giggity.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe we had a similar number of, like, voice in our head meltdown. At the end of the creepy doll route. Oh, did I miss something? Okay, yep. Okay, narrator's calling it.
Yeah, leave it to the pros.
We're not supposed to be here on a fourth chapter.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
The narrator's not in control anymore.
By me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together.
Teehee.
But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Hit me with it.
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it, though. Just you wait, and not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now. Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing.
Describe the new thing. Describe the new thing.
Really? Okay then. Here we go. Now. The princess's skin twists,
Oh.
splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts.
I mean, I guess that's the natural progression here.
She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
I mean, I kind of expected something like this to happen, but this is much more of a visceral image than I was picturing.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Give me a hug.
Holy shit. She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
I mean, I guess the smitten by definition must always be smitten.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
What is this, Fate Grand Order? Oops, we fell into Unlimited Blade Works. Unlimited Blade Wife.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
Unlimited Blade Wife. Thank you, thank you.
That looked painful.
She still has a heart.
How is she still alive?
How was she alive in the first place?
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs.
Taking a sip of water.
This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up.
She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it? This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
Mood.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
So the question is, do I take a break now and leave this screen up for 5 minutes? No, I won't do that to you. Moving on.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Yeah, it's me. I contemplated doing a bad. Okay, well, at least we're not in the weird cave anymore. This is the basic dungeon. Silence, narrator.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
Okay, point of order. When the void does return like this, the narrator gets quiet. And the voices in our head tend to get quiet when we approach the mirror. Nothing to narrate because this is real now. Okay, interesting way to look at it, Sonia. You're better at this than I am, so that could be it. You do not act, and yet through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes his arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
I know. Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. It's just like JoJo and Dio boxing brothers for real, for real. Oh. If I move them out side to side, they kind of telescope in and out. That's cool. Your blade strikes free of volition, and her strikes too. Water up. Just got an achievement. Water and steel. Master yourself and vanquish a... Text went away. Vanquish a sharp foe. Both strikes are lethal. None of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. And implosion. Love is real, Sonia. Love is real. Sword love in this case. Ah, damn. You know, if I'd thought about it ahead of time. So we'll conclude this in a minute. Just 1 second. I have listened to a number of the Chuck Tingle audiobooks. And love is real is always a line of the opening narration and the ending narration for that matter. Anyway, you do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. Approach the mirror. You do so. Gaze into your reflection. Okay, so we went from small to grown to decayed. I'm guessing by now we're going to midlife crisis? Oh wait, that's already decay. Never mind. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. You've unraveled. Uh-oh. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Go into the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Rolling around in the hair. I feel like there's a joke there involving Milia Rage from Guilty Gear, but I got nothing. Okay, do you think there are people out there? Do you think anything out there is real? Do you think that we're real? Thoughts on this vessel? Oh. We're gonna get to ask some fun stuff this time around. First things first. What do you think about this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart.
Cool.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
So, one thing that concerned me playing through this game is like, this game doesn't do moral choices per se, but the notion of slaying a random person you find doesn't sit well with me. So I'm kind of glad that, like, it's not like slasher, torture, you feel bad. All the time, anyway. That's good. I was a little concerned about that. Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Yeah, it's more a cycle of life and death and discovery. Yeah. I agree with that. Do you think anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real? Is love real? You don't have to answer that last one. We all know.
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
You know what's going to happen when you awaken.
If I did, I would already be awake.
Okay, point. There is a bit of a chicken and egg here. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Let's see. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are going to finally have some answers. He does. And when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. So, one thing I've been doodling around about is this entity. I don't know that maybe this entity will destroy the world. I don't think this entity is inherently evil. Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie to her. Okay. And when we find him, we're going to finally figure out what the actual fuck.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Point. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Well then. If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
You could stay here. We can be ready to go back. I'm curious about these two options, but I don't want to attack her. I don't think anything would come of it anyway. And I'm also not inclined to that. But yeah, ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Love is Real Final Edition.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Bye, honey. Everything goes dark, and you die. A sharp vessel. Okay. Let me just make notes on what we did
You're
there.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin,
One took the
is a
blade,
princess.
killed the princess without talking to her. Checked her pulse, got stabbed. Chapters 2 through 4. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh god, she's got a knife. She's got so many knives. She's all knives. Oh god. At least we got Mr. Smitten back. Ending achievement. A fierce vessel. Then Ultra Instinct. I'll write that in. And then Ultra Instinct. All right. Well, we got one more route we can do. So I'm actually going to take a quick little stretch break. I am going to do the final run tonight. Yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. You all do what you got to do. I'm going to get some water. I'm going to stretch. And then we're going to do one more run. And we are back. Phew. Okay, well, let's think about our pathing this time. I know there's more routes we can take, even if we take the knife at first. But I kind of want to do another route without bringing the knife. Kind of see where that leads us. Now, there are still options to slay the princess even if you don't have a knife, so it's not like we have to play nice. We could also... Yeah, I'm thinking no knife this run. We could queue up the damsel again. Possibly. And then kill the damsel. There are some variations on that we could do. Well, why don't we start from the beginning? We're gonna not take the knife from the cabin. Skip ahead.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Actually, wait, I want to do something slightly different. Whatever. Moving on. I was going to thank the narrator for always telling me what to do. I don't think that matters, though.
The interior of...
All right. No knife.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Okay, this does confirm one thing. Her typeface is not different. Yet.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Unfortunately, we're death prone, so the rest of our life does not last very long.
Don't let it fool you.
Okay, skipping along. Let's see. I don't want to lie to her. Just checking in.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Let's see.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far
Indeed,
wall of the basement.
They. Sonia, because you had to leave last week and didn't see the end of the Creepy Doll playthrough, we get a glimpse into the princess's mind, and we kind of get like a montage of like her past memories and whatnot. It's nothing that really explains the bigger mystery, but whatever's going on here, she's been locked up for a very long time. Like, I think the way they kind of set it up is that on the Creepy Doll playthrough, like she was locked up and abandoned so long that that's part of why she's went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and was just a murderous. I still don't have the whole picture. I've probably missed a few important clues, but I mean, to state the obvious, like the princess is to some extent a victim here.
She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Because this is our first playthrough without the knife tonight, I'm going to let the narration play out. Let's talk a bit first. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I wonder if anything's different if we just straight up... You know? I'm going to go back to the main screen and restart this playthrough. So we've already tried playthroughs of just automatic kill, 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 don't think about it, no hesitation, kill. What if for this last run, debating if we ought to just, like, help her without hesitation. But I wonder if that'll put us back on some sort of damsel route. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Main menu. Yeah, let's do
You're
that.
on a path. Don't mention it.
Oh, thanks for telling me what to do.
You make your way up the short path.
Skip ahead.
The interior of the
Okay. Nope, no blade.
The door to the...
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Shut up, narrator.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. I am begging you.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
She's not
I hope you
joking.
brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Let's see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, shut up.
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I still maintain she has the strength to break out of this. Hero knows what's up. I don't know if... So, like, the narrator is super suspect, but I do wonder what it means that we always have the voice of the hero.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Then again, maybe there's something more simple to it. The narrator obviously has some level. I just meant I like... Oh, I see. I just like the hero overall. Yeah, the hero's kind of a good middle of the road. Generally good-natured.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
But, to complete my thought, like, you know, there's obviously some sort of parallel between the entity collecting vessels and us collecting voices breaking the world down. There's some sort of parallel there. So I guess we always have to have a voice to start with, a will of some kind.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. The other idea is when she breaks her arm and stuff, yeah, she's done that in other routes. So I did read a minor spoiler. I don't know what comes of it, but I do know that that once you hit chapter 2 with the damsel, there are multiple paths it can take. But I also know that we have checked upstairs and it locked us into other things. Like, you can betray the damsel. You can murder the damsel. Or try to, anyway. Actually, let's just quick save. So, this is kind of the I don't know if this locks us in, what we choose here, or if we still have an option to relent. Going back up the stairs, I think the narrator locks the door on us and makes us do something. But I've explored that more on the we have a knife route than others. Probably because he's a jerk. Well, no, he definitely locks... Well, he locked the door on us prior. Okay. Well, okay, so but let me make a decision here. Well, we know she might suggest chopping off her arm. Yeah, let's check upstairs. I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement,
Yep.
but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
What a jerk.
Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
You did it, you narrator.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Look, we already did like 2 or 3 times tonight, dude. Let us
Easier
explore
for
the
who?
space.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her
Oh, yeah,
limb
I
with the
forgot about that part.
determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Well. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I guess... Decisions. Okay, let's save the princess. Let's lend a hand.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains.
We have seen
fall
this
suit.
before.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
That's legitimately
No.
creepy.
She didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
But according to the entity, like, the princess doesn't have a will? I don't know. This whole story is so weird.
For everything.
I love it. I don't
It's like
understand
she's
it.
not
I
even
love
bothered
it.
by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay, we approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just.
And the
let her
narrator takes
escape
control.
into the world.
We've seen this.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Slay, slay, slay. Okay, if we warn her... Well, I mean, we can't, so... Well, let the record state I was trying to be nice. Okay, record stated.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
I didn't have a choice, lady. Yep, feathers.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade,
Nope,
digging
she
it
does
under
not
her
need a
ribs,
weapon.
aiming directly for the heart.
Her nails, those look more like claws. And teeth.
It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease.
Okay, this is kind of tying back to some things I've been suggesting or wondering about. What if the princess is the mirror? She's responding to what we're doing.
You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay
That's my
her
theory.
escape
Well,
from this
that not so
place.
much a theory, just an
If we're
observation.
very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
The one thing about the mirror idea, I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go so far as to call it a theory, but I feel like there is a connection there. Because, you know, the mirror only reflects backwards. If we never go into the basement, does the princess even exist? And in the one playthrough that we kind of canned halfway through, by refusing to go to the cabin, the world ended without the princess. Oh, I can hear the dial-up noises in my head going now. Unfortunately, I can't finish putting these pieces together. Let's get back to the video game.
It can't just end like this, right?
We get another day.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over.
Okay, bye.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Hey, Sparrow, we just died. Let's see. So we've actually done a lot tonight. This is the final vessel that we need for the entity. The entity, I think, after you unlock X number of vessels, it doesn't matter which ones you get. You kind of go into endgame. So in a nutshell, let's see. We've been doing a lot of slaying this round. At first, we took the knife, we killed the princess, just killed her. And the princess that manifested in chapter 2 was basically Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. Like, the chapter title was The Adversary, and she was a devil. And we just had a good old time just murdering each other and over and over and over again. So wife, lol. Yeah, actually, yeah. Sonya and Skylark have gotten so much use out of that emote.
Wife.
Yeah, that one.
Wife.
And in a certain way, that was actually like a very wholesome, kind of nice playthrough, actually, even though we were just murdering each other constantly. And then the run we just completed, we took the knife, we killed the princess just without even speaking to her, just stone cold, boom, dead. And then she came back and was a lady made of knives that got progressively more and more knifey. It was kind of creepy, but also still kind of sweet in a weird way. The witch.
You're on a path in the woods.
I've not seen the witch path before.
Is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
As far as figuring out the overarching story, I have noticed a couple of other things that people smarter than me noticed a while ago. And like, as we get more voices in our head, the narrator is losing ability to control the game world.
You're here to slay her.
And also, there's got to be some kind of parallel between,
The end of the world.
There's got to be some sort of parallel with, like, the entity collecting vessels of the princesses and us also collecting voices in our head. There's some sort of duality or dualism there. And I'm not smart enough to figure out what it is, so let's find out together. Okay. But I died. What am I doing here? No, we didn't kill her last time. We're in the end game now, boys, girls, and those that lie betwixt. She's gonna kill me again.
People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
She's trying to butter us up.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Ah, the opportunist.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Oh, let me go ahead and save the day 2.
Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Okay, go into the cabin.
A warning.
Take a sip of
Before
water.
you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Huh. So I just realized something. In all of these playthroughs, I think the only time we've actually slayed the princess is when she went is when we did Unlimited Wife Works. Unlimited Blade Wife, that's what it was. Unlimited Blade Wife. In the Razor playthrough, when she turned into just that mass of knives and blades, I think that's the only time we've actually killed the princess.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Unlimited Blade Wife.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I'm still curious about the pristine blade. Interesting choice of words.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Those of you who've played Blorbo's Gate 3, did we make Auntie Ethel? Oh, even the cabin looks different now. Yeah, whatever chapter 2 we're in, the cabin always looks different. What was it? Let me check my notes again real quick. I don't remember exactly what it looked like in the Adversary Fight Wife playthrough. I think maybe it just looked like it was made of stone, possibly. And then in the Razor playthrough, we actually got to chapter 4. Instead of chapter 2, we went to 3 and 4. And each time, the inside of the cabin looked more and more just broken and jagged, like it was just made of glass or metal or sharp wood. Let's see. We've done the mirror stuff. Well, she went beast mode before. You know what? We've taken the knife as whenever we can so far. No, we didn't take the knife beginning this time. Knife or no knife? I'm going to take a moment to think about this. Because we didn't want to kill her, but we were not presented with a choice. Because the spare her option was grayed out. What would the opportunist do? Oh, Sonia, that's a really cool way to think of it. We have the opportunist. Lean into it. All right, we're going with the knife.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
I wonder what happens if you can trigger the damsel route and you have the voice of the smitten and you bring the knife. I mean, we can't find out now. This is the last run.
That's not actually a bad idea.
I'm going to skip the mirror this time because it leads to nothing.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Smell that radon gas.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Skitters? Ooh, I don't think I like that.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Well, since you probably won't bite. Wait a minute. We found a witch. Can we burn her? I'm not nasty. Well, I mean, we kind of are. Kind of are nasty. Just hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
This is fine.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
Oh, sorry, I think I just tapped the mic with something.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Oh, Sparrow, another thing of note. At the end of each run, you know, we can eventually approach the mirror and we see more of our reflection. We are literally like breaking down and rotting with every cycle. On the third cycle, like our hand was decaying. On the fourth one, like I think we were getting more skeletal than not. What was the name of the Steam achievement? You've unraveled. Oh, wait. Is it withered or unraveled? Either way, like at least by the time we hit the mirror, like, yeah, we thought you were Birdman. I mean, birds can decay.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Birdman.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Ooh, hero calling him out.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
I thought Uni was the boss.
Thank you. You descend the basement steps.
Oh, she looks
entering the dark room below.
feral.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
You know, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's a VTuber like this. Except, there's probably several dozen VTubers exactly like this. I can say that. I'm a tuber.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
She remembers Dingus. Wait, what exactly did she say? Tucked away with... Well, okay, yeah, it's not too much of a stretch. If we come down here...
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Not here exactly, but close
That's
enough.
pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
I wonder if this part is different. Because it's only like on these 4th and 5th loops, I feel like, where the narrator was actually starting to kind of get it. I feel like he's a lot more, what's the word? Argumentative about whether or not we've been here before.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
That would be some good variation to have.
Is it all behind us?
No, it's right in front of us, and it's probably going to kill us. Ask me how I know.
Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Boy, out of context, that sure is a line of dialogue. Let's see now. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. I'm sorry about last time. This blade isn't for you, or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow right. Get the sense that you're not happy with me. I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. I mean, not that the game gave us a choice, but we did stab her in the back. Look, I know, things got messy this time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. That's an opportunist thing to say. Can't you get out of those chains on your own? The chains didn't stop you last time. Except they did. Why do I get the nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you? I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill. Huh. I don't trust you, not enough to free you, and certainly not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving by. I like to be straightforward with my intentions. I didn't care for how you treated me last time, and I think you might be a danger to the world. I'm going to attack you now. Slay, or just slay. I'm curious about this option, but yeah, I agree. Let's see. Yeah, there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. I think that sounds right.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Just more open to that than I was expecting.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Let's see. I mean, of course she's not happy with us. We just killed her. I'm leaning towards this option. There's a new option? Which one? I'm sorry about last time. The blade isn't for you. I get the sense you're not happy with me. I guess I'll cut you out of here. Oh. That is new, isn't it? Okay, so I'm kind of... This, I'll cut you out of here, and broken trust are kind of a similar thing. I mean, they involve cutting her out. Just the question is, at the end of the day, she has the knife. Which will probably end very poorly for us. Well, yeah. We got a new option, so let's go with that.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
Okay.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
The opportunist and the smitten are kind of a similar vibe here.
Why she can't just be abandoned. Now stop her.
Okay, let's leave. I don't want to hurt you. There's some broken trust. All right. Well, she's already out. Well, okay. Okay, let's leave is a new option. Explore heart. I feel like we're on the path with something interesting because these options weren't available before. And, you know, it'd be nice to not have to murder her all the time. All right, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
I mean, I get it.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
Definitely a trust thing, this run. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm trying to take it.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's
At
going
her.
to turn her back on
Give her
us.
treats. Feral wife.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
I mean, probably.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
You first. Clearly there's some broken trust here. What if I give you this? Alright. So our options are basically... You know, and Sona, you're the one telling me to do opportunist. Nah, I'm just teasing. Yes, do the trust. Okay, you got a point. I guess I'm that transparent, aren't I? Alright. Well, narrator's gonna love this.
You can't be serious.
Okay, her expression softened considerably.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do I. Abstain? You abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
Counterpoint? She could probably already kill us. Well, no, probably. She could already kill us. The knife changes nothing. This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade. Yep.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You hand the blade to the princess, who quickly snatches it from you, her eyes darting between you and the weapon with a nervous curiosity.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
Because nothing means anything and our choices don't matter. Enjoy Arby's.
What do you think happens now?
That's up to you. That's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time and I regret it, so now it's your time to choose. We're both scared and we're both hurting. If one of us doesn't make a change, we'll probably kill each other forever. Do you want that? I don't. We can be better than this. You're beautiful. I want to actually save you, and this feels like the only way to do it. If you're like someone I know, you're probably going to kill me. Or remain silent. Yeah, I like this. If one of us doesn't change, the cycle has to break. Now, the cycle could be my heart continuing to pump blood through my veins, and, well, this would change that now, wouldn't it?
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
And then she buries the blade in your heart.
Oops.
What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
Oops. Yeah, the Mew face is kind of funny.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Realization.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Wah. The Thorn. Past life gambit. Hand your power to a suspicious character. New Steam
You're
achievement.
on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us.
These woods look awfully barren.
I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it.
Yes, good for you.
Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument.
You want a prosciutto medal?
Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the past.
He's back.
What you should be is fixated on the future.
Haters, you know what this means. This means love is real.
Ho ho! A visionary. I like it. Tell me more.
Gladly, my dear fellow, by cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper. I like journeys. Traveling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to?
Oh my god, our boy is smart. I mean, all these voices are caricatures, but there's a bit of wisdom to nearly every one of them, in some form or another.
Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love.
A bit of wisdom, not all that much. It's still his dump stat.
She hates us.
She is confounded by us.
Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death.
Yep, because all parts of us provide important elements we need. Again, Inside Out by Pixar. Good film.
As ridiculous
Yeah,
as
I know
this
that's not
guy
the
is,
only
maybe
example.
He has a point. I don't know if I necessarily buy into his whole love journey thing, but
Oh, we've already had a love journey tonight, Taters. In a different kind of way.
maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time.
And not
We've
the
already proven
Jimmy
to her that
Buffett
we can change,
kind of way
so maybe she'll
reference
realize
either.
that things don't have to end in violence.
Okay, sorry, I should read this. Do-do-do-do. Yes, violence breeds violence, but in the end it has to be this way.
Maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try.
Oh shit, I should play Metal Gear Rising.
What another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right?
It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
I love the trill, rolling of the tongue. I can't do that.
Oh, are you now? Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
Okay, this place is different. It keeps changing. We're gonna free her. We're even now. I'm sure she understands that. We can see what she has to say for herself when we get to the cabin. I hope you don't think I'm planning on freeing her after she stabbed me in the heart. Screw the cabin. What happens if we just leave? Seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride. No matter what happens. Next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through. And taking the whole looping thing in stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, and it's especially bad for the world. The more times you run through this, the more likely it is that you'll fail. You've already failed twice.
To his point, every time we loop, like not just the cabin, but the game world itself starts looking different and weird.
So you knew this could happen? Theoretically, sure, I knew this could happen, but I was supposed to be the first. I'd really rather not get into it.
What are you talking about? Tell me your secrets.
I don't care about where we came from, and I don't care to discuss the theory of anything. I yearn only to bring her free.
Bro is like the
I'm
17th.
here to
Sonia,
feel, not
the
to-
narrator, is not our bro.
Then we can all move on and forget what I said about failure.
Now, the hero, the smitten, opportunist. You know, some of those are bros, but the narrator, not a
It's
bro.
important that you believe in yourself, and the fact you're here probably means that you still have a chance to pull this off and save the world. My world, at least. It sounds like you've probably doomed a couple of others already.
Point taken, narrator is a bish.
I need to stop talking. Think
All right, I see BISH, and I feel like that's short for Bishonen. I don't think that's what you're going for, but I understand the intent. Let's see. This place is different. It keeps changing.
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading. Someone's in the know.
Mm-hmm. This guy gets it.
I've already said too much. The more information you have, the more difficult your task will be. Don't listen to her, definitely don't free her, and if you can, don't even think about her.
You don't have to worry about me. My head's always empty. Except for thoughts of her.
Somebody hit the button. You know you want to. Okay, we're gonna free her.
Please don't.
Thank you, Sonya.
You can't stop all of us, you villain.
How the wind blows. I'm not opposed to saving her, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Let's see what she has to say.
In the words of Monty Python, we should probably get on with it.
Sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side. Our side. I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up on top.
Well, now let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, that's not what he's talking about. Carry on.
Because that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement.
Okay. Yeah, no matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers lie in the cabin. Let's see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone
Oh,
stands
wow.
at this point.
Yeah, this looks preppy.
I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. You know what you have to do.
Up into the cabin we go.
The interior of the cabin is hardly
There is
an
no
interior
knife.
at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of
roses.
spring growth after rain, the promise of
Oh,
new
wait.
life in the wreckage.
Maybe those
of
are
the old.
poppies. Huh. Wait a second. This is the only... Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the only use of... Oh, wait, I take that back. I was about to say, this is the only use of color we've seen in the entire game. But no, there's been a lot of red. Blood, flesh, heart, all that fun stuff. Yep. Stand corrected. Okay, let me read this over. Interior of the cabin is hardly an interior anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here. Charred wood still reeking of ash, but beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after the rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The no knife is fascinating, blood and poppies. Yeah, this route's going to be
The only
fun.
furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table. A pristine... Wait, is it right? There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
I don't know, buddy.
We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's the smart thing to do.
The opportunist wants to
I wouldn't be so hasty.
switch
I'm
sides.
sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers.
Technically, she has, just in a different
Unless
cycle.
her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't
Trust
seem
is real.
unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
How do I even get down here? The only thing I see is a mirror. We've seen this option before, but it merits repeating.
Yeah, why didn't you mention the mirror? I didn't mention a mirror because there isn't a mirror. But he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
Either way, I say we take a look. It feels like it's been forever since we've actually seen ourselves. For all we know, our feathers are all out of place. And that's why we haven't yet won her heart. We must put our best face forward.
Feathers.
Yeah, we can't go around looking disheveled. A real go-getter takes care of his appearance. So, is the door to the basement behind the mirror?
Birdman. Birdman.
I promise you there isn't a mirror. and
Now
there
I've got
isn't
the
a
mental
door to
image of
the
Harvey
basement.
Birdman,
The
attorney
entrance
at
is
law,
more burned out frame
in this game
than anything else, and it's right there
as
on
us.
the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror and behold our handsome features.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough.
Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are.
You must be handsome because the look worked, sort of. You know, that did actually kind of work.
Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us. You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below.
What does the stairway look like now?
The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash.
Oh, right, this arc is
air
called the
still
Thorn.
feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you.
Time for a bramble. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease.
That's nice.
At least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet.
Oh.
That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
Oh, that's interesting.
These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
Is it water?
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to figure out a way out of here for good. I don't know what I want. I never really chose to come here. I want to free you. I mean it. I just want to talk, really talk. Figure a way out of here for good. Either 1, 3, or 4. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning. I mean, this option also can apply to 1 and 3.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward.
Yeah, trying to leave here is going to be difficult.
You step out into what was once
Oh,
a
wow.
vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and
Still got the
prickles
knife.
and thistles. The space thick with hostile vegetation.
Wife.
At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess. Her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Nope. This is not a funny situation. More seriously, I feel for her. Yeah, I feel like they do a pretty good job in a lot of these routes. Like, the two of us are victims. We're stuck in this cycle, and this absolutely sucks. Yeah, I'm here to laugh. What would you think would happen if you killed me? Do you think I wouldn't hold it against you? I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you if you'll let me. Yep. I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade. Reach for the blade on your own. Prison of your own making. This is kind of a jerk option, because technically in this playthrough, mechanically we didn't have a choice, but we did strike first. Yeah, I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you if you'll let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you?
Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together. Same options as before. Yeah, we need to leave together. That worked in the Smitten playthrough.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us, but it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Sorry, just in this moment, like that exchange, you've hurt me and I've hurt you. Yeah, nah, I understand where you're coming from, Sonia. I don't tear up especially easily, but like this is some good shit. This is some good storytelling. It's like, even setting aside the game mechanics limitations, like, this is a complex story in this loop. We struck first, but we've been trying to make amends and earn her trust. She struck back. From a purely pragmatic angle, oh, well, it's even. We're good now. Except we're not good. It's complicated. As a minor aside, then we'll get back to the game. One of Devin Townsend's... So one of my favorite musicians is a guy named Devin Townsend. And one of his the favorite songs of his is... Shit, is it Kingdom? Sorry, I gotta look this up. This is gonna bug me. Yeah. He has a song called Kingdom. And this one of his staples for his concerts, if you ever see him live, which, see him live, he's really fucking good. If you like very loud prog metal. But ultimately, like, the song is about the difficulties and struggles of adult relationships. Things get messy. Things get complicated. They can be worked out, but it's not guaranteed. I know there's whole gamification, blah, 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 but like, the game said it. This is a love story. I wish I were better spoken and can kind of phrase more complex analyses, but I'd like to think I know good shit when I see it, and this is good shit. Thank you. I am trying. I'm hoping these asides are entertaining. You're good, I get you. Thank you, Skylarka. Is there nothing I can say to change your mind? I mean, we're kind of on the same page, so it's not really something you can fix with words. And if there was, I should have thought of it by now, I being the player character. So, let's ask to take the blade. But quick save. I don't want this to backfire.
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Reach for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter?
Aw.
Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her.
We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from
Trust
a
is
maiden
real.
so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings.
I know we're going to get a slay option here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out,
Yep.
we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
And then there's this asshole.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him.
And then there's this asshole.
I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2.
You don't count, buddy boy.
You don't count.
Hee
And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Oh, wow. There are 2 mean options here. Well, we're not going to do that. Trust is real.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision.
Except that's exactly what an opportunist does.
I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess.
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion.
That's right. What he said. We've
Smack
already
'em.
given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her.
The opportunist reminds me of the Razor. Oh, I get it now.
And I have no problem
Cool.
with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys.
Yeah, intelligence and wisdom, not his strong suit.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
Shut up, narrator.
Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip.
You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good
The
thing I've been
narrator
on
is
your
losing
side of all
power.
this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
If the narrator's pissed, then I think we're making good choices.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
Okay, well, I'm definitely not picking number 2 or number 4. Okay, I'm going to cover up the chat window so I'm not influenced. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm leaning towards trust. We've already done the mega horny option once. Let's go with the mega trust options. She needs a friend more than she needs a... She needs a friend. Kissing her is a violation of the trust. Yes, exactly.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs.
I'm concerned by the fact that we have a bloody knife.
You should have kissed her, you fool. It was the perfect moment.
Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade.
We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
Quick save, just in case.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Cut into the thorns, step into the thorns. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you cut?
As you swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this?
That is one line that keeps coming up as an option, like, you can choose the disposition of, I hate the world and I want it to end. Which is a very interesting lens to kind of view a lot of these choices through. That's absolutely not how I think about all this, but that's an interesting view to have as you're choosing through this game.
Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn an innocent like her to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving.
Minor tangent. Yeah, if something requires suffering, gotta head to bed, good luck. Yeah, good night, Sparrow. I will be publishing the VOD for this on Twitch and YouTube. So if you want to see how this concludes, that will be available shortly. But yeah, like, obviously idealism can go a bit too far, but I'm kind of the mindset that, like, if a system requires suffering to continue, it's a bad system. It needs to change or be destroyed. Capitalism. Sorry, something in my throat.
We'll weave something new together. Something better.
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance.
Dude, I ain't doing it.
We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Yeah, we don't get a choice. Step into our freedom.
Hands clasped,
Let's see.
the two of you open the door and step out into a new day.
Oh, eat a bag of ducks.
Irredeemable murderers.
Just got a new achievement. Turning over a new leaf. Work through some issues and learn to trust again. Aw. And we got creepy ambient music. This is fine.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
Yep, and here we go. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The voices are a lot... this has probably been the case all along, but once we get to the mirror, the voices get a lot quieter. Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's gonna be okay, and just trust me, we've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Shut up. It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay. I'm going with this one. It's not the end, but this feels like a platitude. This is simply a... We'll see what happens.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
In a manner of
Fine.
speaking.
We're going places.
And we approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They've gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I've been wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? I'm sorry. I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me or are you something else? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Oh boy, lots of questions here, folks. I've met you many times. Have you been the same you all along? I wasn't supposed to see this, was I? What is this place? Where are we? Okay, I'm saving this because I don't know if we get X number of asks or if we can do them all, but I do want to ask most of these. Alright, first things first. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Honestly, like, the movement is a little jarring. Oh, we only get X number of asks. Are you a part of me or are you something else?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you?
I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Versions of you. You said that before, so I really was meeting different you.
You were, and it was by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? What is the princess? Did you make her too? People out there beyond the walls of the contract, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do with them? This feels like when we're down to very few pieces, I need to ask what about that one. What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
If the narrator wants things to remain the same, and the princesses change, she becomes that which others perceive her to be. Yep. That follows.
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Why do you want me to destroy the very concept of transformation?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
If I destroy her, how's that existence any better than death? Or different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse. Oh, we are not going to be able to ask all of these. Why would you want to rid the world of death? And what is my true identity?
You're the Long Quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Ah, easy peasy. If I destroy her, how is that existence any better than death, or different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Running out of pieces. They told me I could be anything, so I became a god. You in this game. Oh no, that means I have to kill myself in a JRPG. Let's see. Oh god, I always knew I was special. Check one thing real quick. Yeah. Okay. If she's capable of becoming whatever people... Wait. If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, can't I just will her into something small? Let's see. How am I supposed to destroy an abstract... Well, I'm not going to. Why'd you make her a princess?
But I wove the idea of her into something your scattered mind could fathom. You chose for that something to be a princess.
2 more questions. Let's see now. I don't want to be a god. I want to be me.
You are you. And if you would let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will.
Death of the author. Run out of questions. New Steam achievement. I'm not... let's see. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. Eat it.
Well, there's no reasoning with a god. Even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away.
Bye, bitch. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. You are the hair. Turns out we were Fuzzy Wuzzy all along. Fuzzy Wuzzy was me. Hello.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Wife.
You're gonna have to hit that button a lot more times, Sonia. When was the last time y'all ran Puppet's Bunker? Final Fantasy XIV raid, for those of you who don't know that.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Let's see. Alright, I've missed you too. I know about the echo. Did you hear our conversation? I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means. Let's save just in case. The hair was inside us all along. Ew. Alright, I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Did you hear about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Well, what happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Cough, cough. Routes we haven't done. Don't you have a say in all this? Why is it falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions I need answers before I make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. Or Slay. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know where to leave or where to go. I got questions. Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. And you cannot rationalize...
Freedom is real, love is real. No worries, taters. I think you know what I'm going to choose.
But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you...
No, don't worry about it.
So be it. A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision.
This escalated.
And strangles your trust.
When I
succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin.
Oh. Just a recap of everything we've done.
Your compassion is what freed us both. But compassion is a thing that must be nurtured. And you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
If I had known what you really were, I wouldn't have been so quick to free you. Of course I helped you. I didn't want us to hate each other. I won't engage with violence or remain silent. I didn't want us to hate each other.
Then help me again. We are each other's liberation.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons.
you are a body again, and you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once.
Dude, lady, chill. We're on the same side here.
Learn to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you used it to rise above me. You died countless steelers and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
I almost feel like I need to put like a I mustn't run away, I mustn't run away. If you hadn't snatched that body away, we would have killed each other. We were self-destructive. Felt so good to finally win, even if it cost me my life. Even if the journey was agony, the end gave the struggle meaning. Even if the journey was agony, the end gave the struggle meaning.
And even then, what we saw was not an ending. When I thought I had reached an unconquerable peak, you showed me how much further I could still climb. The sensation of bleeding and sweating and breaking and mending and dying and living comes back in vivid color. A past that is also present. A pain that is everything.
I kind of like that it's
nothing at all.
Kind of revisiting all the routes we've done. That's really, really cool.
You feel the shame of 100 deaths and the pride of 100 conquests. All of the peaks and valleys weaving themselves into a single tapestry, free of beginning and free of end.
I can also see why they limit you to 5 routes on a given playthrough, because if there are 26 routes... I think I heard there are 26... Yeah, Giselle said that earlier. This segment would last like 4 hours.
Do you remember when we killed each other with such fervent passion that death itself no longer sat on our shoulders?
Yes, wife. I remember that vividly. It was beautiful, it was meaningless, none of us could truly win. It was unnecessary. I mean, there's only one option here. It was beautiful.
It was. Triumph does not exist without defeat. Birth does not exist without death. It is through conflict that we create beauty.
Okay. Oh, this one.
There are few things more terrifying than one's own heart. And there is almost nothing more terrifying than sharing it with another. But the most terrifying
Creepy
thing
doll.
of all is to leave one's heart unshared. You are the only thing like me, and I am the only thing like you. Could you bear the weight of an eternity alone? Do you dare to shape a reality of solitude and thrust it on creation?
Thank you for sharing yourself with me. Wish I could share my heart with you. If that's what it takes to rid the world of death, I could bear with the solitude. Thank you for sharing yourself with me.
I am aware of what it did to you. The understanding you returned to me.
And again, like, I hesitate to call this an argument. It's really just, I'm having.
And there was much rejoicing.
Excuse me. Like, I'm kind of reminded of the moment a little while ago during the Thorn route when it's like, this is some good shit. Relationships are hard.
Another has had escape into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go?
Oh, and this is going back to the damsel route.
But
Yep.
the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me, and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever.
It's an argument more in the philosophical sense where it is one side teaching the other and the other returning the discussion. Yeah. I agree. I was blinded by emotion, we both know that. I want that feeling back. That feeling never left me. I won't engage with violence. Stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire. You set the desire free. Yeah, I think that's probably the closest. Neither of these really, none of these really feel like what I would want to say here, but for want of a better option, yeah.
Then there's no need for you to fight with Leon. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand.
All right. And this is the browbeat option. But no. Well, okay, I'm curious. Stop the fight early and surrender. I won't leave with you, not till you see things from my perspective. Yeah. The thing is, though, like, I don't feel like she's really terribly off base with a lot of this stuff. I don't really have a perspective to add here. Especially since, like, the choices I've made here. Like, yeah, some of these routes were horrific and horrible, but there was an understanding. I guess this is if you do ultimately want to kill her. No, let's finish this.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
The hesitation was, it feels like the very gamey video game thing to do to like, oh, well, this option obviously ends. Maybe this other one does something different. But no. I stand by it. Let's see. New achievement. Through conflict, we carve meaning. Freedom! You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Aww. Freedom is real. Love is real. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Ooh. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. So what happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And
Giselle,
just
see,
like it
this wasn't a
always
horror
will
game.
be.
Yeah, honestly, only the creepy doll route was like actually scary. And also like maybe the very first playthrough when you weren't sure, like I kept waiting for like the backstabbing and stuff to happen, which there are routes where that happened, but no, ultimately this is not as a whole a horror game. Love is reality, I have big feels. This is nice. The future is scary, but that's okay. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Achievement. There are no endings, only new beginnings. That was really cool. Happy fluttery tears. Like I said, it's incredibly rare for me to tear up at something. I'm honestly not tearing up right now. That was cool. That was a really, really neat experience and way to play the narrative. Our song finished the game. The good ending doesn't count. Oh, I know what that means. I know what that means. Apparently there's an air quote good ending if you slay the princess, never talk to her, whatever, and just walk away. Apparently that's the air quote good ending. That's what it's referring to. Love this game. You're like the third person I've watched do a playthrough. Yeah, thank you for sticking around for that, Giselle. Like, I know you've, by your own admission, you've seen 2 people play this game all the way through. I appreciate you hanging out to watch me experience this. Sona, you don't have to, lol. I'm a very big crier. One thing that I'm kind of concerned with, and maybe this is getting a bit personal, but it's apropos. I used to cry more at media. Skylarka, wait, there's a good ending when you kill the princess and leave. Yeah, you slay the princess. Narrator gets what he wants. Like, apparently that's considered a good ending. I obviously didn't do that. But I think it's good ending in air quotes. But no, I used to cry more at media, not all the time, but like I felt like I used to have more of an emotional reaction to things. And I'm doing that less, and I was kind of worried about that for a while, but I guess maybe the way I just experience and interact with media is different. It's not a bad thing. I thought maybe I was just becoming a little stone-hearted, but I don't think that's actually the case. I think that's just people changing over time. Oh. You can have feels and not cry. Okay, sorry. Case in point. Sorry, like, the second you brought that up, Sonia, I immediately thought, okay, notable exception. I'm just gonna say Ultima Thule and leave it at that. I take back what I said. Media can make me feel a feel. This made me feel a feel. Endwalker made me feel a lot of feels. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I think I kept it in, but it took a lot of effort. Phew. Well, that was really cool. I really appreciate y'all hanging out while I played this very interesting, and I wish I was more eloquent. Like, oh, this game is interesting, blah, blah, blah. So it was a heart attack. Use your words, dude. Thank you so much, Record. No, thank you guys for hanging out. Like, I've mentioned this before, but part of the reason I started streaming again is to kind of change how I experience media. I treat it like less of a chore and more of a really take time to analyze things. And even though I lack the vocabulary and media literacy to say something profound, I at least know I'm taking a much slower pace with these things. I took my time with Xenoblade Future Redeemed, excuse me. I took my time on Outer Wilds. Yeah, that's the one, Outer Wilds. I took my time on this. Giselle, you mentioned Cyberpunk. I took my time during Phantom Liberty. Oh yeah, right. Remember I mentioned the title screen gets creepy? Yeah, that happens. Anyway, that's not the vibe I want right now. Why don't we go back to the room? All right, let me just close that down. Yeah, Skylarka, when I said on Twitter, Torment Nexus, that even the title screen is creeping me out, that's what it was. Let's just close that out and just chat for a second. Oh, turn down the music. Sorry, that was a bit loud. But I had to mute Ultima Thule whenever I go gather. That song still gives me a few feels. It's like that one song from Cyberpunk. Yeah. Nah, that song kicks my ass every time it comes up. It's 1,000,000 psychic damage and not too proud to admit it. But no, that was really cool. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope you had fun. These VODs will be up if there's parts of it you missed and want to revisit. I'm debating, I don't know. Part of me wants to play around and find the other routes, but I honestly feel pretty good about the choices I made overall. I kind of wished... Oh.
Wife.
Thank you.
Wife.
And I know you still have a ton of redeem points. I'm curious to explore some of the other routes, but at the same time, I feel pretty good about the choices I made here. So it wouldn't feel... Part of it wouldn't feel right, you know? Well, all right, let's wrap things up because it's about
And
midnight.
there was much rejoicing.
Yay! Yeah, it's getting late. I have work in the morning. I need to wrap things up. I really like that you hit the trust one at the end. I feel really good about that. That felt like a really good way to... Hand to God, not intentional. I did not plan it that way. But I don't know, I feel good about that too. That seemed like a good way to kind of tie things together, especially with the actual conclusion of the story, the way things finally went, the final confrontation with the entity. That was appropriate. I will be back here Thursday night streaming, I don't know. That was a good one to end on. Yeah, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. That was a happy accident. Just like flirting with a unlimited blade wife. That was so good. I love that. I love that so much. You flirted with her and it worked. That's a moment straight out of Undertale. That was that kind of level. The look. Glorious. Good times. Okay. I'll be back here Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm talking about the stream. I mean, life in general, but I don't know what I'm doing on Thursday. I'm thinking about trying to keep maybe one night a week, like kind of more open. Well, okay. What was once Saturday morning Spud, kind of variety gaming, whatever the hell I feel like. I would like to have a little bit of kind of open time like that. I'll probably do that this Thursday in some form or fashion. If folks want to do an online thing, I got the Final Fantasy, I got the Mario Kart, I got the Dead by Daylight that I'm horrible at. You know, if y'all have any ideas, pop into their Discord. Nope. I hope that's the right link. Does that link still work? Good. Still works. Yeah, but no, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on my socials. I will be here on Thursday. Oh yes, I will be here on Thursday. Otherwise, I'll also be here Saturday morning. I am so fucking close to finishing my Live 2D rig. Oh my god, I am so excited. I'm probably going to do a little bit of work on that off stream. And I'm running out of stuff to talk about, so why don't we find someone to raid? Who is on right now? Yeah, good night, Sonia. Thanks for hanging out. You know what? Let's go check in on Firo. Firo is streaming right now. Just chatting right now. So why don't we go check on her? All right. Yeah. Good night, Taters. Thanks for hanging out. I know I've said it a bunch already. I really appreciate experiencing these games with, well, smacking my mic. I'm really enjoying streaming, experiencing things with folks. I'm glad my computer's not shitting the bed relentlessly anymore. That's nice. Let's see. But yeah, we're going to call it here. Stick around for the raid. And thanks again. Y'all are great. Night, Taters.